This is Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. I like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect and scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And the title of his lesson is 200 million missiles for Babylon the Great. All right. And I'm going to show you a video of a certain missile that opens up to many missiles. And this is why you're going to have America get hit with 200 million missiles. Because, you know, people ask that question, like, how can we get hit with 200 million missiles? And it's because you have to understand that missiles, all right, in today's society, today's technology, one missile can turn into 100 missiles. So imagine hundreds or thousands of missiles being shot at one spot, all right, that one missile can turn into 100 missiles, okay? And I'm going to show you an example of that. Let me grab these precepts first. This is Jeremiah 51 and 1 again. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will rise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, all right? And that destroying wind goes into the thermonuclear missiles, all right? When the missiles hit, every time a missile hits, it makes a mushroom cloud, right? It turns into a scroll, as it tells you in the Isaiah 34th chapter, all right? And then what happens is when a missile hits, the mushroom cloud goes up, all right? And then it has a back effect, basically, that it just turns into a wind that destroys everything in its path, okay? So that's why it's a destroying wind. All right. And it says, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadine, and spare ye not her young, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. All right. And, you know, that archer is going into these missile silos. All right, when they're launched, as a matter of fact, 2nd Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, and his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. All right. And there's no arrow that could be shot from one end of the earth to the other. All right. So these arrows are being metaphorically speaking of the missiles. Okay. So the archer that shoots it. All right. The arm, as it says, he that bendeth the bow. Okay. That is a representation of these missile silos. Okay. And when they go up, all right, they come out of the missile silo. All right. And as it tells you in Revelations, the 9th chapter, it talks about how they look like serpents, okay? Because the missiles, when they come out the missile silo, they go up, straight up, all right? And they kind of have that squiggly line behind it of smoke, that trail of smoke. And that's what's a representation of the serpents, okay? So, you know, when John saw these, John the Revelator saw these dreams, he saw them, and that's how he described it, that it looked like serpents when they were being shot. Okay. So again, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, and his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Okay. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Okay. And, you know, once those plagues are shot, once those missiles are shot, okay, there's no stopping that. Okay. because the Lord is going to have the spirit behind each and one of those missiles, and they're going to go exactly where they need to go. All right. So before I go on to the next precepts, which I'm going to make it short, all right, and Lord willing, is straight to the point and edifying, let me grab this video. All right. Well, let me connect it to my Bluetooth real quick. She might not be able to hear because the rain. And Iran, man, Iran got some crazy ass missiles, some crazy technology. All right. And that's beautiful because, hey, let the weak say I am strong. This whole entire time, they just been, you know, putting their little missiles together, you know, putting all their technology together, all right, for this day of battle. All right. That's why the Lord had them always in that spirit of doing, you know, of bombing shit, because that's going to be their natural nature, man. All right. To literally go to war. Okay. Them people out there, they can't, their lifestyle is constantly war out there. All right. So it's just another day in the park for them to launch their missiles. All right. And they can't wait to show the technology and the missiles that they've been hiding. All right. From America. All right, to show their true power, to show their teeth, as the scriptures say. To show your teeth is to show your power. You see? Well, let me play this.
Holy crap, Iran has launched a Karam Shah missile. 80 separate warheads were able to get into Tel Aviv, and all of them had a direct hit. Here is another angle of this insane scene. This, once it detonates, is impossible to even try to shoot down. And the Israelis don't really know how many of these the Iranians have. Could be 1, could be 1,000. This right here is the scene in Tel Aviv after just one of those 80 fell on it. The missile launches have picked up after actually dropping after the first day. They are rising again. On the contrast, the Americans and Israelis are bombing murals and paintings in Iran. Oh, y'all are so incensed in Miami, they're about $10 million. The Israelis are now starting to really feel it. And actually, as I was making this video, an American jet was shot down over Iraq by militant, and they're saying, well, $1 million bounty on that American pilot's head. There's a manhunt for this guy in the deserts of Iraq, so probably not good for him. More ballistic missiles are getting through into Israel right now, meaning one thing: Israel is running out. Holy crap! Iran is launching.
It's beautiful because, see, man, it goes to show you that Iron Dome ain't about to do shit. Okay, you can't stop the wrath of the Lord. You can't stop the judgment of the Lord. And it's even more funnier that Iran out there painting painting fucking pictures on the ground and got you know, got America missing and hitting shit that ain't even there, man. You see? So they come in with that tactic, man, them war tactics. They built for war. See, America ain't truly built for war like it used to be back in the day. All right? These people have fell off. Okay? Because of the pride of thine heart. It has deceived thee, you know? Because at one point they were that powerhouse, all right? And they brought, you know, they were bringing heavy, you know, artillery, heavy military actions back in the day. But now, again, let the weak say I am strong, all right? Proclaim thee this among the Gentiles, all right? Now all these other nations have thermonuclear missiles, and now we're in smarter days. Knowledge is being increased on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. And YAHAWAH'S is a man of war. So he has put the spirit on these other nations, all right, to get stronger. And now they are showing their true power, man. Showing you that America has no chance against these nations, right? And that's pretty much why they're trying to back out the war. You know, they don't want no sauce with any of these countries. All right, but it's not in their favor to do to say so. YAHAWAH'S muster the host of the battle. All right, the Lord was got them exactly where he needs them to go. Okay, so this bomb, all right, I mean this missile is called Karam Shah. All right, I believe that's how we said it, Karam Shah. And hey, it opens one missile, opens up to 80 other missiles. You see? So now let's grab this. couple precepts and I'll close out. This is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Okay, and we're coming into that time where you know, America's going to be destroyed from California to New York City, pertaining to Isaiah the 34th chapter. All right, now let's grab Joel 2 and let's take it from, I'll take it from 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and that's what we're doing, ringing the alarm, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Okay, it says a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, and there has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. You see, so you know, Garden of Eden was this beautiful place, right? Well, that's how America was looked upon, as this great, beautiful place, land of opportunity, right? Home of the land, home of the free, okay, of the brave, all of that. All right, but then when the missiles come, if you look back at what America was used to be like, and then you look now, it's gonna be, which is a future reference, right? Is gonna be a desolate wilderness, man. Is going to be annihilated, never to be inhabited again. As the scriptures say, just as the Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, that's exactly how America is going to be. You see, America is going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah, where Sodom and Gomorrah used to be. All right, no one can actually live there to this day, you know, because all the sulfur around that area. Okay, nothing can grow. You see. Because the Lord literally annihilated that place. That's how America's going to be. From California to New York City. Okay? It's going to go up in smoke from generation to generation. Meaning that it's going to get hit so hard with the missiles. All right? As the scriptures tell you in Isaiah 24:20. All right? The earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. You see? So it's going to get hit so hard that, hey, man. It's almost going to feel like it's moving out of its axis, okay, the earth. But it's going to get hit so hard that it's going to be a lake of fire, and then it's going to burn for forever, meaning from generation to generation, meaning a very, very long time. All right, basically until that fire puts out itself. You see, as we just read, it's going to consume the foundation. All right, so it's going to keep burning until the foundation is pretty much burnt out. Okay, people gonna be able to see this from a distance. Okay, the men of the Lord, the elect, is gonna be on the chariots, and they're gonna be able to see America being, you know, disintegrated. Okay, it says, yeah, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is like the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. And this is talking about the missiles. All right, that they're like horses, and horses represent power. Okay, it says, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, as all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Meaning what? That the missiles are not going to clash with each other. All right. They're not going to break ranks. They're not going to be destroyed by defense systems. Okay. They're not going to be duds. Okay. Every single one of these missiles. All right. which is going to come from all these nations round about her, all right, even the allies of America, and the main one being Russia, according to Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, all right, all of them, all right, every single one of those missiles that are going to be shot are literally going to destroy America. They're going to obliterate America, man. Okay. It says, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they shall, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. You see, they shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run up the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses, and they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. You see, and that's what the Lord said, right? He said, he's gonna come like a thief in the night. When you least expect it, these missiles are gonna come out of nowhere. And it's ultimately gonna be when Esau, in the height of his sufficiency, right? In the fullness of his sufficiency, right? When he is about to fill up his belly, like it tells you in Job, the 20th chapter, the Lord is gonna bring the missiles upon them, man. Just when he thinks that he got the world in the palm of his hand and that he can never be touched, you see, that's when the Lord gonna bring, you know, as the scriptures tell you in Isaiah, the 47th chapter, right? Come sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, man. You see, all of a sudden, this lady that was the lady of kingdoms, this whore, right, is suddenly fallen, as it tells you in Revelations, the 18th chapter. Suddenly, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. And in 1 hour, is this place going to be disintegrated. 1 hour, is this place going to be destroyed. Okay. Is going to be turned into a wilderness, right? It says, the earth shall quake before them, and the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Why? Because it's going to get hit so hard that it's just going to be a gloomy moment, okay? Too much smoke all over the place, all right? Too many fires. That's what's going to make it look like a lake of fire, okay? And all these missiles, as it tells you in Revelations, the 9th chapter, let's grab that, and I'll pretty much close it out. Revelations 9, and remember, there were like the appearance of horses, okay? This is 9, and let's take it from 9. It says, and they had breastplates as if it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings were as the sound of chariots of many horses run into a battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, right? Oh, Salakia, you know what? My bad. I had to go down more. Because that's talking about World War I, Salakia. I meant to go down to 15. It says, and the 4 angels were loosed, right, for an hour and a day and a month and a year to slay the third part of men. All right, because you have, you know, you're gonna have a third that's gonna be to the famine, a third that's gonna be to the to the sword, and then you have a third that's gonna be for this fire, all right, which is gonna be for these missiles, okay? And it says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, you see, which means 200 million. And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. You see? So eventually, okay, 200 million missiles is going to be shot into America to completely destroy this place, man. All right. And that was a prime example of what you're going to see. One missile turned into 80 missiles. Imagine thousands of missiles being shot from all these different nations. You have Russia that has about 5,500 right now. different types of missiles. Okay. China has around that number also. Okay. And then all these other nations continually, they have their amount of missiles, man. So all these missiles are going to be shot at America at one time. All right. And that's what's going to make it be 200 million missiles that hit America, because they're all going to break out to be a bigger number than what they are, you see. And this is why you have to fear YAHAWAH'S, YAHAWAH'S, man. You don't want to be caught up in these missiles. The elect is going to scarcely be saved, man. We're going to make it out of here by the skin of our teeth, barely making it out of here. Flames about to touch our asses probably on the way on up to them chariots being beamed up. Okay. But nevertheless, the Lord's going to beam up the elect and protect us, you see. So I'm gonna leave it there. Through the Spirit, Lord willing, you will edify. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWAH'S, Call Haloyim La Yahawah, Bahashem YAHAWAH'S, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of YAHAWAH'S. Shalom.